Every time I try to talk about the show, she's like, "Shh, Kylie, no spoilers, stop it." I'm like, "Dang it, I want to tell you about this."
Congratulations on season 2. I just went and binge watched the first season again, and then watched the first 2 episodes of this show this season, and it just feels like one of those kind of shows. It feels marvelly to me for kids. Like, I can't really talk to you about much without giving anything away. How hard is it to keep secrets from like people and when the show is out, that you like, do you really want to spill things to people but you can't?
To a certain extent, yeah, but it's not that hard once you know, like, there's a group of stuff, just don't say that, put that on the side, but focus on the stuff you can say. So it's not that hard.
For me, my mom doesn't know what happens in the show, and I tell her everything, so it's like, every time I try to talk about the show, she's like, "Shh, Kylie, no spoilers, stop it." I'm like, "Dang it, I want to tell you about this."
I love that she's so into it, though, because she does have the access to know everything, and I love that she chooses not to. What is, like, one thing that you really can tease about season 2 that you're kind of excited to explore with these characters?
Savannah meets some new characters, and she is giving messages to Griffin to help Harper while not leaving her time era, which you will figure out in, like, 203. Savannah is more family-orientated, I'd say, this season, and she also wants to be in on the mission, but at the same time she wants to stay with her family, so it's a good mix of the two.
I'm really excited for the scary stuff because it gets a lot more scary in this season. But a little thing I could talk about is Griffin is a guide this season, and he's a big problem solver in the current times. Him and Harper and Savannah, they all work together, and they're all in 3 different timelines, but they're still helping each other out. They figure it out, and it's awesome.
Kylie, for you, this season, you're really doing so much amazing work because you are playing, multiple characters now. What was it like when that was presented to you?
I was really excited. Personally, I love Daisy, and I love playing someone from a completely separate era, so I had a lot of fun with it. It was more like, I love a good challenge, and I think any actor would, and being presented with the opportunity to play 2 people from separate eras and completely different personalities, for me that was like candy. It's like, yes, let's go!
Well, I love, because a lot of times you'll see people playing, variations of the same character, but you're playing 2 different characters, but they're related, so there are these little kind of similarities that you kind of get to put in there, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I did study a bit of the 1930s so that I could kind of figure out how Daisy would speak, especially since it's the 1930s in Louisiana, how she'd carry herself, how her mannerisms would be, especially since she's growing up in the 30s, and it's going to be very different for women, especially women of color.
For you, Ethan, you get to join this show, in the 2nd season. Obviously, this cast already knows each other, but they seem so awesome. What was it like coming into this environment with them?
I mean, I'm a huge fan of the show. Even before I got the audition, like, I love the show. I mean, when I got the audition, I'm filming my other project, Queen Sugar, and I'm like, Secrets of Sulphur Springs? I could have not heard that right. And then I go to the table read, and, like, Kylie's on the other side of the table, Preston's, like, on my right, and I'm like, take my composure, don't freak out. I'm not kidding. Kylie could proof check me on that one.
It was amazing. So funny. He was like completely stiff, and he goes, "Yes, I'm actually a huge fan of Secrets of Sulphur Springs." I'm like, "That's so cool." And he's like, "Thank you. Yes."
That's amazing. I mean, that's like the dream, to get to be on something that you truly are a fan of, because I think that just makes you invested more, when you're acting in it.
Yeah, definitely.
And I love that,